One Republic, Stop and Stare, founder director of Tata LitLive, Anil Dharker in studio. Go to tatalitlive.in and register now or at the venue. This is really what I call 4 days of absolute bliss, the 10th edition of the festival.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
So it's just wonderful, and I want you to emphasize this, that even though it's called Literature Live, the sessions are on a vista of issues, and I'd like you to elaborate on that.
Yeah, in a sense, Rishi, the word literature is a misnomer. Because when you talk of literature or literary, people think of poetry, they think of novels, they think of fiction. But people forget that literature also has non-fiction. When you take non-fiction, you have anything from A to A for aesthetics to Z for zeitgeist, and everything in between. So we have things, sessions on the agrarian crisis, on the water crisis, which is looming and is going to be a huge thing. Now these are things worth talking about, make people aware of. We have environmentalists, and these are all experts who we invite just for this. They may not be known names like the ones we mentioned earlier, but they know their subject. Mental health is another subject we're talking about. So you get this range of subjects, and the idea is that people listen to the experts, start thinking about them, maybe talk to others, and spread the word. We also want to act as catalysts. I think that is the important thing.
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable talking about myself, but I'm glad that you brought up the number of topics so that I can weave in the cricket. It's wonderful that, tomorrow on the show, at this very time that you're here on air, Simon Taufel, who's got the ICC Best Umpire of the Year on 5 straight occasions, is going to be in conversation with me. And there's a wonderful session with Dilip Doshi, Ashish Ray and him, where we talk about the joy of watching cricket as a spectator.
Absolutely.
And I think it's wonderful that, sport fits in so beautifully and seamlessly into the scheme of things at Tata LitLive.
Of course. As I was saying, non-fiction covers everything. The cricket sometimes is like fiction. When you think of the World Cup final, that was
totally.
pure storytelling.
Totally, yeah.
It had to be conceived by a scriptwriter. So, but Simon Taufel actually has turned out that he's not just a cricket guy, because the book he's written, which we are launching, is about leadership.
And Sachin's written a forward to that.
Yes, Sachin. And I actually tried to get Sachin Tendulkar to come and launch the book, but he's going to be in Japan. Nowadays, our cricketers never stay in one place. But Simon Taufel is so highly respected, and I think the listeners who watch cricket will remember him on their screens. And he was a non-controversial, but so respected. The highest number of, I think, correct decisions given were by him. If it was ever referred to the third umpire, he was always right. So he was just perfect. 5 times, as you say, ICC Cricket Umpire of the Year. It's consecutive years.
Okay, before we go into break, the fact that Mary Robinson is here, and corporate India is always well represented. Rajat Gupta, who did us so proud in the West by heading McKinsey for over a decade. Yeah, both of them here.
Well, Mary Robinson is another coup. The first time we got a former head of state, the President of Ireland, and she's United Nations Commissioner for Human Rights. And these are our concerns, human rights, which is what we are engaging her in conversation. She is also an environmentalist, so we're going to use her in that as well. She also knows a lot about Mahatma Gandhi, so we organized a little trip for her to go to Mani Bhavan.
Nice.
And Rajat Gupta, yes, he's written a book which is, in a way, a self-justification for what happened when he was held for insider trading.
Correct.
Now, I think that that speaks very badly of the American judicial system. But I don't want to go into details of that. Just to say that he was the first Indian to become managing director of McKinsey worldwide. And then he had this fall from grace. He actually spent 2 years in jail, has come back and has become a philanthropist apart from being an investor. And he's such a dignified man. I've spent some time with him. He speaks very well. So I think that is another session to look forward to.
Well, I follow Anil Dharker on Twitter. I highly advocate that you do. He's now gotten pretty active. That's ANILDHARKER on Twitter. We're going to do some messages and come back and more conversation about LitLive, your festival.